What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Otaku Kickback Sessions. As always, I am your co-host, Easy the Shinobi, and as always, with me is my other co-host, the always mysterious Green Specter.
Quack.
And now this time, he's Green Specter. Is there a dog form to you?
Quack.
I'm gonna take that as a no. That or somebody kidnapped this man or replace him with a dog. But in any case, it's been a minute. How have things been going with you, man?
Alright. Just
uh,
tired.
yeah,
My
same
back
here.
hurts. Typical old, middle-aged people stuff, even though
We're,
I'm like 29.
same. We're getting up there. We're getting up there. I think we're about to turn 30 this year, so we're reaching that we're reaching that age, man. We're not young guns anymore. It's still
You're gonna die before me.
fuck that. Hell no. Hell no. I have it in your contract that if I go, I'm taking you with me.
If you can find me. I put it in small print.
Fuck that. Fuck that. No. See, here's the thing. Here's how I can counteract that. Essentially, by living in that one plane where you're not in the afterlife, but you can still kind of go haunting and go spooky wookie on other people.
In limbo?
Yeah, pretty much. If I could do that and then basically come and annoy you up until you give, then in that case it's like, all right, cool. I got
Well,
my.
if that's the case, then I'll make sure to put a cuck chair in my room so you can watch.
That's where you make your mistake. I could start throwing stuff at you with like ghost powers. Well,
Just like darkness, I'm into that shit.
God, nah, that's fucking foul. Don't you dare bring up my freaky waifu into this. She's low key a sweetheart.
Huh. Yeah, sure.
No, don't
You and
don't
I
you?
both know she's into BDSM.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, but
She'll
then,
tell you not to hit her, but secretly she's like, hit me, strike me as hard as you can. Do it, you fucking pussy.
yeah, but remember, beneath that freaky exterior, she does have a
Is
heart of
another
gold.
freak.
Well, behind those two layers of freaky exterior is a solid heart. So I mean, that's all I'm saying.
Sure, solid.
All right, man. Let's kick this thing off before before we end up basically getting booted off whatever platform we're in.
Just
Uh,
like Dienda.
damn, rip. Let's catch up with some stuff we missed out on because I know it's been a minute since we've been on the air, quote unquote. Um, and I know it started off. This was something kind of a surprise at the time, and even now, it's still a surprise thinking about it. My Address of Darling, the final chapter confirmed for next issue, which is coming out on March 21st. It's going to be chapter 115. And I'm gonna be honest with you, I did not see this one coming.
Yeah, the end.
Yeah, yeah, no, I didn't see it coming this soon. Like,
Did you also know that it's going to be a 10-year time skip where they're married and they have kids?
supposedly that's the rumor. I'm not really sure. Oh, I guess we'll
I
have
really
to.
hope so because everybody wants to watch them be happy and, have a couple kids.
Yeah, exactly, and that's that'd be a good way to close off the story. And the reason it's more surprising is because that like if you were to read the chapters basically after and heavy spoilers here in case you guys want to
Spoilers!
spoiler alert in case you guys want to basically skip out on this. The chapters after the confession stuff, right? It didn't seem like there was any indication that it was ending like anytime soon. There seemed like there was teasing the whole thing that Marin was essentially might get an offer for to become a professional model, a professional cosplay model, and then we would get the whole, oh, what are her and Gojo now going to do with their fresh relationship, seeing as how she might be away for basically X amount of time on jobs and stuff. But no, they wrapped that up quickly. And then at the time, I was like, okay, they're probably thinking of doing something else. But No, all of a sudden it's just like, yeah, chapter 115 is the final one. So um, that's yeah. Like I mentioned, I was kind of shocked, and a good amount of people were also shocked too that it was kind of ending sort of abruptly.
No, I feel like it's a good place to kind of end it.
Hmm.
So I mean, there's still like what? There's going to be like what, one chapter?
Yeah.
You can
So
have however many pages in a chapter, and so probably that one chapter is gonna flush out like, oh, maybe Marin decides, oh, I'm not gonna go through with it, because this is my first relationship. He's the one that got me into all of the work we've been doing, all of the cosplay that I've been doing. I had more fun being with him than I would have fun being like in a professional setting, even though, yeah, there's more perks to having a professional setup, people doing it yourself, but the majority of cosplayers is like, oh, I like doing the handicrafts, I like doing my own costume, I like just putting blood, sweat, and effort into it and showing off how much fun I can have doing everything my own or with someone special.
no, yeah, and to be honest, because the thing is that what I was referring to that it's not like it's not like a let on all the way to like this recent chapter. No, like basically they got that the cosplay, I guess the supposed cosplay professional arc or the tease of it. They got it wrapped up like two, what is it, 2 3 chapters after the confession stuff. And so at that point, at least the thought process for me was like, oh, okay, they're maybe going in another direction with this and stuff, or maybe they're just shelving it for like a later time period or a later like chapter date. But no, I guess this is just it's ending. Yeah, it's just basically ending soon. I mean, for the most part, it is. I still enjoy the story. It is a fantastic read in case basically people who watch season one want to get into it. The manga's well worth the read. Yeah, it's just mostly it was just mainly the surprise of it that it's like that there was kind of like, okay, it's ending next chapter, and that there was a, because you know how with mangas they usually there's usually an indication of like, oh yeah, we have a plan to end it this year or by this time period and stuff. Um, but no, this one just kind of came out of nowhere. 'Cause I think it got announced at the end of chapter 114, and so. But yeah, I mean, if that is the rumored ending where it's like a 10-year time skip, and you see Marin and Gojo have kids and stuff, I mean, I'll take it. I mean, it's not too bad. I mean, for the most part, the manga itself was basically worth the read and worth the journey. So, I mean, I'll be satisfied with that.
Yeah, I mean, remember, the manga is ending, but we still have the anime.
Oh yeah, exactly. And the season two of the anime is gonna basically we could at least with the source material that we have now after the manga ends. But I would say probably like at least 2 3 maybe 4 seasons worth of manga left over. So I mean, there's still enough source material to be able to kind of cover this and stuff. So hopefully we get season three and then season four.
Yeah, but I mean, it's like, yeah, I get it, oh, manga's ending, but for people who are like anime enjoyers, they don't have to worry about. They just have to worry about whether or not the studio wants to continue animating it or not.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm hoping they do. I'm hoping they do. It's a good story. It really is a good story. So, in case you want to check out season one, feel free to check it out. I mean, it's well worth it. All right. Moving on from that, let's talk about Free Run Beyond Journey's End. According to leaks, season two is going to premiere in 2026. No official announcement has been made yet. So, but I figured we'd probably get one in the next few months or so. So be on the lookout for that. We finally also we have, speaking of release dates, we have a release date at least for Japan for Demon Slayer Infinity Castle Arc Movie One. I got announced a few days ago that it was scheduled to release on July 18th. in Japan. There hasn't been any announcement for the international release date, but I would figure it would probably be around the same time, maybe a month or two later. Um,
I'd
'Cause-
say about a month.
yeah, because at least
It tends to release in Japan first, and then over here in the States, we'll get it once the translation and all the other good stuff is done.
yeah, pretty much after that, I would say yeah, it would probably be like a month afterwards. So because typically that's how it usually goes nowadays with anime movies that come out in Japan and then come out here, depending on the popularity. Um, Moving on from that, Rising of the Shield Hero season 4 is set to premiere in July 2025. No exact date in July yet, but it is scheduled to premiere for that. I do believe um, a poster announcement or an image announcement on it that got released around the same time for the as the premiere date. So go ahead and check it out. Um, a certain scientific railgun season 4 was also announced. There's no release date on it yet, uh, but it now got announced. I know you've been hyped for a sequel or for a follow up to season 3 for Railgun, right?
Yeah. I'm just waiting on Magical Index
Wait.
for it to get another season
Right,
because it left off on a huge cliffhanger.
drop a quick bit of knowledge on us because I know you've explained it to me before, but I'm still trying to get like the timeline stuff of it for like say in case anybody wants to go watch Index or Railgun or Accelerator. Like, is there like a watching order or?
I mean, Accelerator is like a side story
Mhm.
that takes place after the first season of Magical Index.
Oh, okay.
So you can watch season one and season two of Magical Index. Then you can watch season one and season two of Scientific Railgun because those take place around the same time, but it's from Misaka's point of view and what she's been doing during Kamijo's shenanigans and whatnot.
Oh, okay. So Railgun is Misaka's point of view, and Index is Kamijo's point of view.
Yes, is the main story.
Oh, okay. So basically, if you want to follow the main, the main story, you would have to follow Index instead, right?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
but if you want to watch Misaka's point of view and what she's been doing, and I guess how it correlates to the main series, you can watch Railgun because there are some things in Railgun about Kamijo that you don't see in the main series.
Oh, okay. So it's pretty much just basically kind of not only do you get Misaka's point of view, but you also get kind of I guess add-ons to the main story.
Yes,
Oh, okay. And then Accelerator is just pretty much just a spin-off, only following Accelerator.
pretty much.
Oh, okay. That seems like a pretty simple guide. Yeah, because I always get confused. I always get confused whenever I see Index and Railgun bought up, and there's always that one meme of basically where to start off in Fate, and it's
Oh
just like,
yeah.
yeah, it's just like a bunch of winding roads and stuff. I know somebody made the same meme of that, but for Index and Railgun. I know. Okay, that simplifies it. So yeah. And it looks like, well, I know you mentioned that basically Index hasn't gotten to season 3 yet, so hopefully this leads to a season 3 for Index. But yeah, in case you want to check it out, we got your timeline covered.
Yeah.
Mhm. Let's see, what else do we got here? Oh, my status as an assassin obviously exceeds the hero to air on October 2025. Uh, So I saw the trailer a few weeks ago when it got announced. It doesn't. It actually looks pretty interesting. It's a fantasy anime following, or I think it was an isekai as well. It follows essentially kind of um, this class from our modern world that got transported to a different world, and each of them get assigned different classes or statuses. Like basically hero class, sage class, healer, and whatnot. Um, Except our MC, he gets classified as an assassin. And so, pretty much from there, he starts developing his skill, but only, as the title explains, his skill ends up exceeding those of the hero class. And it looks pretty interesting, mainly due to the fact that the design of it kind of reminds me more of kind of like, the classic 90s style um, anime designs and stuff with like kind of more brush strokes and all that. But with with a modern twist to it, where it's kind of sort of 2.5D, 3D animation to it. Um, but yeah, in case you guys want to check out the trailer for yourselves, again, the anime name is My Status as an Assassin Obviously Exceeds the Hero, and it's going to come out October 2025. So, yeah, go ahead and take a look. Oh, I know this one you're also pretty hyped for. From Old Country Bumpkin to Master Swordsman, anime adaptation is going to air April 6th, 2025. Um, I know we've both heard a lot about this one. But you've read the manga, right?
I have.
How is it?
It's really good.
Hmm.
Because it's about this dude in his, I guess you could say, like late 30s, almost 40s. He's pretty much on the countryside running a dojo that was given to him by his master.
Okay.
And we get to see three girls who will eventually come back into his life, who were his students.
Wait, were they his students or his master students?
No, his students.
Oh, okay,
Because
got it.
while he was in his 20s, he excelled in becoming a swordsman and all that stuff. He was like, he could have been like master class, but he decided, I want to actually teach the next generation to be stronger than me.
Oh, that's dope of him.
Yeah. So it's like, you give up the whole hero's life to actually teach the next generation and all that stuff. And as these girls are coming back to into his life and all that stuff, and obviously people criticizing him because it's like, oh, he's just a country bumpkin. He's not like masterclass like these chicks are.
Hmm.
Only for these chicks to stand up for him and be like, I'm not gonna let you talk shit about my master. And then
Oh
people
shit.
start to realize, wait a minute, this dude potentially, let's say, fathered the skills of all of these chicks.
Oh, okay. So basically, that's when they start realizing that basically he was actually, basically kind of like an advanced swordsman. Like he could have been, if say he had taken a different route of like a swordsman hero type, he actually could have been like probably the best at it, or
Yeah,
recognized as the best at it.
he could have like gotten so many awards, like he could have been a duke or a noble and all that shit.
Mm.
But he's like, nah, I just want to live a quiet life and raise people into nurturing their skills and have more confidence in
Oh,
themselves.
all right, fuck man, that's a
But all these three girls have feelings for him.
there it is.
That's why they somehow come back into his life, and obviously he doesn't see them in a romantic way because it's like, these are my students.
Yeah.
I can't develop feelings for them.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
But as the journey goes on, I guess you could say it becomes some sort of a harem in a
Mhm.
way.
Okay. Okay. Because pretty much like did they basically go back to visit him, or is it just like, oh, we need your help, like you
The
know?
first student goes back to visit him,
Hmm.
and she offers like, "Oh, come back to like the kingdom and all this stuff, because there's something I want to show you, or I want to like just show you around and all that stuff, because now I'm of age and I became I got a name for myself,
Oh, okay.
sort of thing." And it's like, "Oh, I'm so proud of you." Like, yeah, I'll go back to the kingdom with you, and you can show me around and all that stuff, because it's been a really long time since I've been there and whatnot.
Okay. Okay. Okay, so I mean that sounds pretty interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that I heard the. Well, I think I remember hearing that the kind of like the action scenes or the action parts of the manga were looking pretty good. So
Oh yeah. I
hmm.
can't wait to see how it gets translated into the animation world.
Yeah, exactly. And low key, I can't really blame this dude for wanting a kind of like a quiet life instead. Because I mean, with the glory you get, you do get recognition, but it's one of those things where it's like, fuck, these people will leave me alone. So yeah, in my opinion, he chose the better path of like, you know what, I'm just gonna basically kind of, live a life of peace and then just kind of help people out and kind of so that way the next generation of swordsmen can continue on and stuff. So, but yeah, I mean, the story does sound interesting.
Yeah,
Um,
I mean, if you are skilled enough to cut through the strongest shield with a blunt, rusted sword, then I'm pretty sure you have more than the qualifications of being master class.
oh no, no! At that point, you're basically considered a near demigod with a sword, man. Because this motherfucker cut through the strongest shield with a blunt sword.
Yeah, and that was only after when the shopkeep was like, oh, we don't have a sword for you here because the whole criticism shit.
Yeah.
And her student was like, you know what, fine, fuck it, we'll just go somewhere else and get him a sword. And it was only after the realization when he picked up the sword, he was like, hang on, how the fuck did he cut through this dummy and the shield with a blunt rusted sword?
Oh fuck! No, that's fucking. See that right there. That's essentially kind of showing your status without actually having to say it. That's basically moving in silent shit.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, April 6th is the release date for the anime adaptation. Once again, the name is From Old Country Bumpkin, The Master Swordsman. I'm looking forward to it. I got to read the manga. I want to basically start reading the manga so that way I can get a preparation for it. Um, but yeah, be on the lookout. April 6th. Um, Moving on, I know this announcement got a lot of people excitement because we got Peak back, Bocce the Rock season 2, the show announced.
Nice.
No release date as of yet, but fuck it, I'm looking forward to this one. Yeah, because I know I binge watched season 1, like I think last month, and I loved the entire thing. So I'm looking forward to see what season 2 has in store. Um, and
After
yeah,
months of me telling you, hey, you should watch Bochi, and you're like, oh, I'll get to it.
yeah, because you keep recommending me other animes to. Oh, you should check this one out. You check this one out. Like, bro, I'm still trying to get through like basically like XYZ and shit.
No, you're not trying to, you're failing.
How am I failing? How am I failing at checking out anime?
Because you never do.
Now that I have the week off, I'm doing it now, and so pretty much, I'm just basically going through like the different anime that I've been recommended by you and by others. So now you can kind of lower your complaints a bit.
No.
What you mean? Fuck you mean no?
No.
Stay away. Oh man. Speaking of stuff that I gotta check out and that we both gotta check out, Dragon Ball Daima, so we got some news on that. Episode 18 crashed Crunchyroll due to the heavy spoilers, but I'm pretty sure a good chunk of you folks have seen it by now. Due to the Super Saiyan 4 reveal. And to
Oh, yeah.
follow that up, episode 19, the following episode got rated as a 9.9 on IMDb, making it the highest rated anime episode for 2025 so far. So it seems like it's ending off with a bang. And I do want to talk about Super Saiyan 4 later on in the episode. But yeah, that's pretty much what I got so far. And let's toss it over to you.
All right. So we have a little quote here from a tweet the author of Jobless Reincarnation did.
Mm-hmm.
The translation is, and this is a rough Google translation: I'm happy when I receive praise. I'm sad when I receive criticism. and hurt when I receive slander or abuse. But no matter what people say, I will write what I want to write, so nothing will change.
Yeah, yeah, that's pretty. Honestly, that is a good advice, especially not just for manga authors, but especially if you're a content creator out there. Um,
Just keep doing what you've been doing. Don't listen to what the masses say. Hey, that's really cool, but it'd be even better if you added this. Just keep to your own visions. Do what you want to do and what makes you happy.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, as we've seen in manga and in anime, and in video games as well, if you follow a passion project that you've envisioned for yourself, and like this has been years in the making, um, it all works out in the end. There's always an audience for everything. I mean, especially with something like with Jabba's reincarnation. I mean, I know it's gotten heavy criticism before, but I mean, people also still fuck with it heavily. So, and so far it's been kind of counted as, or it's been counted as one of the best isekais over the past, like, over the recent years. And yeah, I mean, any piece of advice if you're struggling with kind of like your self conscious or your self confidence and stuff, like I don't know if I should start this project because what if people will criticize me and all that stuff, or they'll like throw negative comments my way. At the end of the day, when no matter what you do or what any of us do, we're not going to be everybody's favorite. So say fuck it. As long as you're passionate about this, and as long as this is something you love, go for it, man. I mean, because we're only in this world for a specific amount of time, and so you don't want to live with that regret. So
Yeah,
yeah,
if that one guy doesn't like what you're doing, then fuck that guy. Just keep doing what you're doing, but
yeah.
don't actually fuck that guy,
Only
cuz
do it.
I don't know if you roll that way.
Only do it to assert dominance.
Nah.
Oh god. Uh, but yeah, no. On that note, we got some good advice. What else do we got?
So, Dandadan was the most watched anime on Netflix in the second half of 2024 with over 19.6 million views, according to recent reports, followed by Demon Slayer Hashira Training Arc with 12.9 million views, and behind it is Jujutsu Kaisen with 8.1 million views.
Okay, I can see that being the case. Seeing as how Dandadan essentially, when it came out, it was heavily hyped when it came out, and then a lot of people really fell in love with the series and stuff, especially towards the end. Um, but yeah, it's good to see that it did extremely well on Netflix.
Oh, yeah. After that, we have Too Many Losing Heroines. Anime has a special event planned for April 6, 2025. No
Mm,
information has been revealed of what the special event is planned.
mm. Most likely, it'll probably be because too many losing heroines. I know it recently. It was. I don't think it has a season two, right? Or
I don't think so.
I don't. Oh, I mean, correct us if we're wrong in the comments, but yeah, and most likely it'll be kind of like a follow up season, or who knows, maybe a movie. Because I know a lot of people loved watching it when it was airing last year. So we'll see.
Yeah, because I mean, it has 12 episodes. It's sub and dub, so you can actually take your pick.
Hmm.
I mean, because I've watched a little bit of it, I gave it the whole 3 episodes, and I was like, it's all right. I mean, it's pretty much about the losers
Hmm.
who confess and all that stuff, and like they find out, oh yeah, we confessed to the same person, but they turned us down. So it's like, you know what, screw it, let's just keep our negativity to ourselves and become friends through, I guess, being rejected and whatnot.
Okay, okay. It's kind of like friendship through cynicism.
Yeah, I mean, it's like the girls next door type who can't say no to delicious food type of situation.
Ah, okay, got it, got it, got it. Okay, oh, sounds pretty. I mean, sounds pretty interesting. Um, I haven't given it a watch yet, so I mean, I can't really comment more on it. But I mean, hey, if it's highly recommended, or if you're a fan of the show, I mean, you're gonna get some more news about it April 6th, and hopefully it's some good
Yeah, I
news.
mean it's categorized as comedy and romance, so you know.
I definitely got to check it out.
And what sucks is that it's not February anymore, so you can't watch it for free on Crunchyroll.
Right. That means you gotta. That means they gotta pay
You
for
gotta
it.
pay.
Yeah. You gotta pay for it, or do the wink, wink, not advise method. Let's keep this train rolling. What else you got?
So, Solo Leveling Season 2 Juju Island Arc
Hmm.
starts on March 8th.
Okay, so it's a few days away. So say I think it's a Saturday, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. And I think this is supposed to be the season finale for season 2, right?
Yes.
Hmm. I know I did see a rumor that it was supposed to be a 1 hour special episode, but I guess I got confirmed later on that it's just gonna have the regular 25-minute episode length.
I really hope it's the 1 hour because there's a lot of stuff that goes on.
Yeah,
And just like the opening arc of Juju Island.
yeah, because I know you mentioned that one to me as well, the Jeju Island arc.
Mm,
Um,
it's very good.
yeah, nice.
And
Um,
it does look like they're heading for the same route of making Japan kind of like the so bad guys,
mm,
which I'm actually grateful for because if they changed that, it would have thrown the whole narrative of the story just out the window.
okay.
It would have changed the whole bunch of shit.
Yeah, yeah, because I mean, it's pretty much they want to do pretty much like at least as close to a faithful anime adaptation as they can, so that way it still drives up popularity for the show and for the manhwa as well.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I don't. I will say this because I know there was also some stuff over the recent episode over um basically kind of like the heavily disliked portion of the episode. I
Oh my god, don't get me started, dude. I mean, are people forgetting the whole reason he started his journey? The whole reason he wanted the second chance to become stronger so that he could keep his sister out of becoming a hunter and get enough money to save his mom's life. That's the whole reason why he was getting these recipes to revive his mom.
Yeah, I know, and that's the thing that kind of surprises me too. It's like he says it, you
He
know,
says it in the first
yeah,
episode.
exactly. He says it in the first episode. He makes it clear cut. This is why I'm doing what I'm doing. This is the reason why I'm an E rank hunter. Where even the fact that he continues to buy kind of like crappy gear and essentially doesn't get paid a lot, all of his money either goes to his mom's.
It goes to his mom's because this is how he's been doing his bills.
Hmm,
I get paid. I then send the sub portion of my earnings to my mom's medical bill.
hmm.
The rest goes to my sister, keeping her in school, buying whatever essentials she needs, and then if there's some pocket change, then I'll get myself something.
Yeah, and that's basically that's the reason why he's doing all this, man. It's a noble effort. I mean, yeah, and for the whole thing, or it's like, oh yeah, but he's losing critical aura because he basically started breaking down, seeing his mom come back to life and stuff, or get out of the coma. Bro, the man is seeing his mother like active for the first time in God knows how long. Of course, he's gonna break down. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, it's like saying it's I really hate putting it towards this. But put yourself in his shoes. Your mom gets comatose for 7 years and you find a miracle herb that suddenly brings her back to life.
Yeah.
What are you what is going to be your initial reaction? Oh, yo mom, what's up? No, you're gonna break down because it's like it's been 7 years of you being in a coma in an iron lung, and now you're awake.
Yeah, because
Like anybody would have feelings for that.
yeah, because I
I
mean,
guess all of these aura, max aura people have no heart.
yeah, because I mean, imagine one waking up. What's the first thing you do? Oh, you're gonna dapper up like, "Hey, what up, my G? Good to see you're awake again." No, of course you get. If you love your mom that much, if you love your parents a lot, and you basically love your mother that much, um, to the point where it's like, you first get to see her awake in 7 years. Yeah, obviously, you're gonna fucking break down and cry, man. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with showing a little bit of empathy, a little bit of emotion. Because, I mean, I know our generation and the generation before us were raised with the whole men don't have feelings, just go to work, bottle everything inside, and then when you're on your deathbed, then release everything you have.
Yeah, and
Like,
that
no, that's nowadays, I mean, hindsight, it's 2020. Come on.
yeah.
You should show a little more emotion. If women are like, oh, you're too emotional, I don't like that, then leave her ass. She's not for you.
Yeah, exactly. Shit, man. I mean, in the end, that's what makes us human. That's what basically makes sure that hey, we have essentially like kind of like a healthy balance, physically and emotionally, psychologically as well. Because if you ball that shit in, man, that shit could legitimately turn physical. Basically, raise your blood pressure and whatnot. And us coming from basically kind of like since we're both Mexican, and seeing that and seeing that kind of like from older generations, yeah, no, it fucks with you heavily. So, um,
Well, yeah,
yeah,
if they don't like it, then, well, that's why you have to cut people out of your lives, you know?
shit, yeah,
Find who you want to be.
yeah, exactly, exactly. And you know what?
And that's what we've seen Jinwoo do in this arc. His why he has the different transformation from his second life, having the whole, I guess, upgrade
Mm,
from who he used to look in episode 1 during the whole season. And you have to think about this, the opening,
mm,
and why his, I guess you could say, his old looks is in like a field of flowers
mm,
compared to who he is now, or how his old self is always either being injured, afraid, or with hospital IVs, while the new Jinwoo is sitting in a chair, sitting in a throne. It's implications that who he used to be, this weak, scared, pathetic person, is no longer him because now he has more confidence. He accepted himself for who he was, and now he's doing whatever he can to keep his family safe and revive his mom. I cannot say that loud enough.
exactly. It's one of those things. It's one of those points where it has to be stressed that the reason he's doing this, one of the main reasons he's doing this, is so his
It's not
mom.
for max aura or to be woke.
Yeah,
No, it's because he needs the miracle elixir to revive his mom because of uh hmm, well, spoiler, something his dad did.
well, we'll leave it as vague as possible. So hopefully, basically, either season three explains it, or if you guys want to check out the manual, because I know basically the manual did end, and now they're doing the sequel, or they're doing the sequel to it, which is Ragnarok. But yeah, man, I mean, that in the end of the day, that's what makes him a compelling character because you need that adversity, you need those type of I guess issues or problems that make the character a bit more connected to the viewer, and b that's like okay, you know what, you want to see him succeed because of that. Because I mean, there's been plenty of basically kind of like anime or manga where it's like okay, it's this dude that's super OP, no emotion to everybody, and it's pretty badass at first, and then but then
Yeah, but it gets tiring because
yeah,
it's like if I wanted to watch an emotionalist badass, I would have gone back to watch the Terminator movies.
yeah, exactly. The fucking murder robot that's just trying to kind of murk this kid in order to prevent the his future from happening and stuff. But well, I mean, that's kind of what you need in a good protagonist. You need him to have that kind of like,
You need a balance. Like, I get the fact that the anime went the whole, oh, let's just keep Jinwoo the serious protagonist, compared to the manhwa where he does have his funny moments where he slips up or messes up and all that stuff, and I'm like, ha, that's pretty funny. But I mean, like, I would have left in a couple of those haha funny moments in the anime
yeah,
instead of just completely removing them and turning him into this like serious protagonist and whatnot.
yeah. At least just to kind
But
of
that's just my 2 cents.
yeah, and it's mainly just to kind of even him out a bit as an MC, as more so his human side. Well, yeah, that's kind of been the criticism of basically the recent episodes. So I obviously, yeah, you can tell we don't necessarily agree with it, but people are gonna have their opinions. So it is what it is at this point. Um, let's keep the show rolling.
All right. The next one is You and I Are Polar Opposites. It is set to air in January 2026. So,
Nice.
next year.
Okay.
It is a rom com about an unlikely couple, a energetic girl and a quiet boy, and
Hmm.
seeing how that sort of relationship turns out.
Okay, so your standard, basically popular girl was his getting with the shy introverted boy school rom com.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Also, I mean, those rarely miss. So I mean, let's see the direction this one takes, especially now that My Dress of Darling's ending. So, we'll see.
The next one we have is one of my favorites.
Oh, nice.
The Jack of all trades, kicked out of the Heroes Party, anime announced by Animation Studio 24. No release date or month has been announced.
Oh, nice. It's a isekai one, or fantasy.
Fantasy.
Oh, okay.
To give you guys a bit of what it's about, it is a fantasy adventure by Itsuki Tomogi and Katsuragi Yura. This follows a young man who was once a swordman in his party, but has been asked to switch jobs to a front line, then was told to be a supporting mage all of a sudden. After his refusal, soon after he is then kicked out due to the party's lack of skill. Indeed, he does not excel in anything. However, his true power lies in the abilities to quickly master any task given. He is a true jack of all trades, master of none.
Oh, that sounds pretty interesting. Yeah, because at least from how you explained it right now, what I'm thinking is basically since he's not since he's not essentially proficient in one field, he's essentially like okay, at least either above average or at average status in all the fields when it comes to adventuring. So kind of like healing, hero class, swordsman class, and archery and all that stuff, right?
So think of it as this.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody has their set jobs. You're a swordsman, you're a hero, you're a mage, and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You're given your assessment when it's the coming of age, 12 or 15, but most fantasies are like at 12 or 10.
Mm-hmm.
He was given his skill is jack of all trades, master of none.
Mm-hmm.
Because that is a rare skill, the priests and everyone else deemed it as useless. because, oh, we don't know what it does, so it must suck. So everybody looked down on him. The heroes party was like, oh, we'll take you on, because all that.
I like the
Sorry
time.
about that. My phone went off.
I like the timing of that.
I
the,
gotta silent my phone. I keep forgetting to do that.
I just liked how it basically went off after the hero. It basically sent out the invite to the Jack of all trades MC.
Ugh. Anyhow, they take him in. They say, "Oh, be a swordsman, front line. So that way we can strategize, have two swordsmen, a mage, and whatnot." But after the heroes party starts to get popular, obviously popularity warps the mind.
Mm.
And so they're like, oh, we don't need two swordsmen anymore. So you can be a mage. So he does. But his skills then start lacking because fucking thing. Anyways, I keep getting distracted. I need to clean this place up.
Oh man.
Anyhow, uh, they decide you suck as a mage. We're kicking you out. It's only when they kick him out when they realize, why do we suck so much ass? Why is our party just useless? And they realize because he's a jack of all trades, not only did he learn to become a swordsman, he also learned to become a support role and cast buffs and debuffs. He learned how to be a sorcerer, a mage, and to do all of these things because that's what his skill does. Jack of all trades, master of none means when everybody else has to focus on one skill and amplifying it, he can say, fuck that, I can master it all.
Well, so at least from how it sounds like, it's basically kind of like, say they have a weakness like for healing as a cleric, and they have no cleric or whatever. He could at least cover that, and then
Yeah, he can
basically,
learn the basic level 1
yeah.
healing and keep your homies topped.
Oh, okay. Well, see, that's the thing. You don't kick out an adventurer like that. If you have somebody that has a skill to master all of these fields with no issue, then at that point it's like, hey, you know what? We better keep this dude right here in our in our group to make sure. Hey, you know what? If one of you motherfuckers gets injured, we could use him to at least as a replacement. In the meanwhile, we get you patched up or something.
Oh, yeah.
Oh man, but no, that does sound interesting, and
It's a good read. I do recommend giving it a shot.
mhm,
For people, I'd say give it the old manga read, 1-2 chapters, see how you feel for it.
okay. How many chapters does it have so far translated?
Translated, I would have to search that up because it has been a while since I've read it.
Uh,
Give me a smidge. I can do that right now
all right, for
because I
sure.
actually do have it in a tab.
Oh, okay, for sure. No, yeah, because but no, that and it does seem like it's at least a good it's at least a good mix up because I know with isekai there's usually it's a good genre, but the thing is the saturation of it also kind of I don't know. I guess I kind of doesn't really help it out with stuff where it's like or it's
30
like
chapters.
30 chapters. There you go, 30
30
chapters.
chapters translated. Chapter 30 was updated and translated 11 days ago. Categories are action, romance, comedy, fantasy, and adaptation.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Um. And yeah. And so basically, at least to me, this sounds kind of like a more a bit of a creative twist to it, where it's not like he's OP, but he's kind of like a plug and play adventure where you can plug him in into any different role, and he'll at least be good at or decent enough average at it or good at it to cover you for at least the remaining of the journey, or at least the remaining of the quest that you're on.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's it called again?
Jack of all trades kicked out of the heroes party.
Jack of all trades kicked out of a hero's party.
Anime announced, but no release month or year yet.
Okay. So yeah, in case you guys want to basically, like Spectre mentioned, if you guys want to check out the manga and give it, like you said, the old 2 to 3 chapter read, yeah, go ahead and check it out. This looks interesting, and so I'm looking forward to kind of reading it before the anime adaptation comes out.
Oh yeah, it's very good.
Nice, nice.
Next up, we have: Can a friendship between a boy and a girl hold up? No, it can't. Animation by JC Staff airs April 4th, 2025.
Oh, okay. So almost exactly a month from now, because we're recording this episode on March 4th, and so basically around this time next month, it should be first episode should be out.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
After that, we have a girls' love anime. This monster wants to eat me. Airs October, Halloween time, 2025 by Studio Lings.
Oh, okay, cool. Well, I have a feeling. Oh, well, I have a feeling it's either going to be kind of like a bit of a horror girls love, or basically just kind of like more so kind of like a bully gets with one of the basically more silent, timid.
I mean, the tags are monster, romance, girls' love, drama, monster girls, slice of life, supernatural, mystery, and tragedy.
Okay, okay. So mostly it's gonna be monster girl basically and a human girl having a relationship together. So, oh,
The short synopsis is: high school girl Hanako is living a quiet life in a seaside town, but she feels somewhat detached from her friends during the summer months. When she is reminded of when her family died years ago, one day she meets Shiori, a mysterious girl who reminds her of the ocean, especially when it comes to the translucent blue eyes. But Shiori soon reveals that she is actually a mermaid who has been looking for Hanako for a long time.
oh, okay, okay. So it seems like there's a bit of mystery to it too.
Yes.
Nice, nice. So, in case anybody is looking for any girls love adaptations or any girls love manga out there, it seems like this one's pretty interesting. So, feel free to check it out.
The author is Nekowaki Sai.
Okay,
This
cool.
monster wants to eat me.
Well, let's hope that the mermaid doesn't actually want to eat her because man, that is gonna fuck somebody up big time.
I mean, I don't know about you, but I really hope she does want to eat her. Ha ha ha.
Get the fuck out of here.
Ah,
He's here.
double entendres.
He's here all week, folks. Make sure to tip your neighborhood specter.
Not that kind of tip.
You motherfucker. All right, move on.
Very well. I left my A rank party to help my former students reach the dungeon depths. Part 2 is set to start on March 15, 2025.
Oh, okay, so about I would say 2 weeks from now. Yeah, I think you mentioned to me before. Were you watching this one?
Yeah, I was, yes.
Oh, how is it so
I
far?
read the manga for it.
Oh, good.
I watched the anime. The anime is pretty good.
Oh, okay, nice. What's it? Oh, I'm assuming it's basically following a teacher that's essentially kind of guiding students and stuff, right?
Yeah, it's following this dude, Yuke, Yuke, if I remember.
Mm-hmm.
He is a red mage that he angrily declares that he's leaving the Thunder Pike, which is his old party,
Mm-hmm.
because I guess think of it this way: in this dungeon fantasy, they have live streams where you
Oh,
can
okay.
record yourself as you're like conquering dungeons and whatnot. And apparently, the Thunder Pike party has been becoming really popular. But here's the thing: only the three members have been becoming popular, not our homie Yuke.
Oh, okay, okay.
Because I guess they've been cropping him out or editing him out of the shot when he has a lot of debuffs, buffs, and a whole bunch of skills that is the reason why Thunderpike has been taking down S rank and A rank monsters like it's paper.
Damn, so they're essentially kind of screwing him out of the whole, like, hey, you also get credit too for all these dungeon raids that we've been successful at.
Yeah, it's like they're making a movie and then just taking him out of the end credits because it's like, oh, we don't need this fucking loser.
Damn, that's fucked. How the fuck y'all gonna do that to one of your party members?
Yeah, and think about it this way: they've been Yuke and the leader of Thunderpike have been in this party for 5 years, and they're childhood friends. So
Damn.
having your homie just suddenly treat you like garbage and being like, "Oh, we don't need you. You're a loser. Yeah, go away, you damn extra."
Nah, man.
And Yuke is just like, you know what? Fine. Screw you guys. I don't need you. I don't want to be a part of your stupid party anyways. Only to run into his old students, and he's like, hey, and he's just looking for a new party at this point.
Mhm.
But I guess his trash like friend was like spreading rumors and shit, saying, "Oh, he's a garbage loser. He fucking stole our funds and shit." Just making it so that he can't join a party.
Nah, that's fucked, man. So on top of the fact that you intentionally cut this man out of basically your live streams or your highlights and basically any other thing that basically will give him credit, you spread you spread these false ass accusations about him so that way he can't get into another fucking dungeon party.
Yeah, but luckily, his old students run into him and they're like, "Hey, do you want to be a party with us? You know, it'd be like the old days where you used to teach us magic and shit."
Mhm.
And he's like, "Yeah, sure, why not? I'll join you guys." And it's only until the popularity of Thunderpike starts to tank when the when they come crawling back, or at least the childhood friend starts crawling back and it's like, hey man, you want to come back to the party? You know, I'll make sure you get a lot more money and the when we split it 4 ways, and you know, you can have the spotlight and all that stuff. And obviously he's like, hell no. I don't want to come back to you guys. You've treated me like garbage.
No, especially here, especially a childhood friend, because if he's a snake, if childhood friend is a snake, then that dude is continuously going to be a snake, and he only wants him back because, oh yeah, well, my party's popularity dipped.
Yeah, is tanked, and nobody wants us anymore, and everybody's just looking at you guys. The clover, the 4 leaf clovers, and all that stuff, which is the name of their party.
Mm-hmm.
But it's really good. I do recommend checking it out.
Mm-hmm.
It has 8 episodes so far.
Mm-hmm.
Translated, it has 6.
Okay, so that's 6 chapters translated. Okay, that's pretty good.
Oh,
Um,
the anime does. The manga has way more chapters than that.
oh, okay, okay, yeah, no, that makes more sense. Oh yeah, no, but it does sound interesting. What's it called again?
I left my A rank party to help my former students reach the dungeon depths.
Nice. And so basically, since part one is already out now, part two, you mentioned it's coming out April, right?
Yep.
Uh,
It is set to come out March
March
15.
March 15th. Okay. All right, yeah. So in 2 weeks from now. So in case you guys want to check that anime out, you got enough time. And so before part two of season one comes out. So yeah, feel free to check it out on Spectre's recommendation.
Oh yeah. If you guys are a little curious on checking out the manga, it does have it has 88 chapters.
Oh wow,
Yeah.
wow,
So there is a lot of good reading to do. If you want to check out the manga, I will say this. Um, well, let me just give you the tags for it.
mm.
Monsters, action, demons, psychological, romance, comedy, adventure, magic, harem, fantasy, adaptation, gore, sexual violence.
Oh boy, man.
There, because I am in like chapter 52, and there are some things that's not for everyone, but if you can get by it, then everything is cool.
Okay, okay.
But yeah, it is something to keep an eye on.
Okay, okay. That's always good to basically kind of put that
But
out there.
give it the old manga read. Try 3 chapters. If it's not for you, then it's not for you.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, so yeah, pretty much. Follow if you follow that rule, you typically it'll usually guide you well. So if you want to read through the first 3 chapters of it and see like okay, let me delve further into it and give it a shot.
Next up, we have another girl's love. A girl love.
Mm.
I want to love you till your dying day. Animation adaptation by Studio Roll 2 Production.
Okay.
No announcement has been made yet.
Okay, I remember I saw like a bit of the because the trailer or the announcement the trailer did drop for this one, and it does seem like it's more kind of like yandere girls love.
One sided, maybe, yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. It does seem like basically, at least from the gist that I from the bit of it that I saw, it seems like basically it's more so kind of like like the title says, it's basically kind of like loving you to your last breath type of stuff. Um, but yeah, I mean the art style looks incredible. The animation looks amazing, at least from the trailer. So might be worth checking out.
This is the synopsis for it.
Mhm.
At a mysterious orphanage where Sheena, Sheean, sorry, dyslexia moment, NA, lives. Death is nothing new to its resident. Girls who no longer have families of their own are raised as weapons of war, taught to kill and to take lives from others without batting an eye. Everyone, that is, except Sheena, who wishes nothing more than to grow at a conflicting end. Oh man, that already doesn't sound good. On the night of her roommate's death, Sheena meets a strange girl covered in blood who smiles despite the turmoil surrounding them. The next day, the girl appears as a new student in Sheena's class and introduces herself as Mimi. Initially, though, to be a school myth, there are now whispers in an orphanage's halls that Mimi is the secret weapon, an immortal who can't die. When Mimi is later assigned to Sheena's new roommate, Sheena's world grows even more complicated when she begins to live with someone who loves and welcomes death, when all Sheena wants is for it all to stop. A
Wow,
story of two girls' innocent wishes found in a world next to death.
damn, that sounds heavy. Wow. Okay. Yeah. No, I got it completely wrong. Yeah. No, that sounds kind of like more. I mean, obviously with Girls Love, but it sounds like more kind of like dark mystery because That's crazy. I had no idea it took place in kind of like a yeah one of those orphanage that trains assassins and stuff.
Oh yeah. I
Ah,
mean, it does have an award-winning badge next to the manga.
oh, nice.
So it was one of those award-winning novels. It has currently 38.5 chapters,
Oh, okay, so it's a decent amount of chapters so far. So, let's say
8 volumes.
8 volumes, and so
Eight
pretty
volumes, 35 chapters.
yeah, and so pretty much I'm assuming it's gonna be more chapters by the time the anime comes out. But I don't know. That sounds pretty. That sounds really interesting. I'm not gonna
Yep.
lie.
It was created on 2018 and still ongoing.
Yeah, nice, nice. So yeah, in case you basically want to delve into your into some mystery, a manga and as well as anime later on, this does kind of seem like it'll be worth checking out.
Oh yeah. Moving on from that one, we have Young Ladies Don't Play Fighting Games. Airs 2025 by Studio TBA.
Ah, nice, nice.
So I haven't read this one, but I know you checked it out.
Yes, and so I got volume one. I want to say 2 months ago, and I checked it out recently. I checked it out. I think a few weeks ago. It's fairly good. So it is another girls' love manga. Um, but let me just give a quick synopsis of it. So it follows the main girl called Ayo, who is in an academy. That essentially what they call a rich girls institution, and where essentially she's learning how to be kind of like a proper refined lady, you know, classy, elegant, the whole 9 yards about it, and basically throughout that it basically also follows the school idol. Follows the school idol called I'm gonna butcher the name, Shira Yui, and all that, and she's essentially, the I guess what the other students around that in that school aspire to be, because
Oh, kind of like the It Girl.
yeah, pretty much, kind of, pretty much, kind of like, oh, she's elegant, proper. Yeah, she basically kind of is more refined and all that. And that's the example that the girls that attend the school, that's who they want to essentially be like. And it turns out until one night where Aya essentially goes, and I think it's after dinner. She's going back to her she's going back to her dorm. She hears noises from an old classroom that's been abandoned in the academy, and she picks it and she sees the school idol Shiro Yui, um, essentially playing a fighting game on her laptop. And pretty much, and they make it clear in one of the rules for the school is like, you're not allowed to bring video games or any games whatsoever in the school, since since this is going to be an institution of essentially where we train you to be proper refined women. So, she's already surprised about that. But what surprises her this next one, minutes later, is the true kick of this manga, where after or basically she or Yui, she basically executes this basically combo in order, because I think she's playing online, in order to win her match and stuff, right?
Right.
And this idol that basically all the other students in this all girls school look up to. It's like, oh, I want to be like her because she's proper and all that. She lets out a huge scream, say "Hell yeah!" and all that stuff that she won. Um, and it turns out she's also basically a ruthless hardcore gamer. She is a fucking foul mouth, ruthless hardcore gamer that loves fighting games. Uh,
Oh, so this proper, elegant young lady is pretty much a tomboy in disguise.
yeah, pretty much. And, and then later gets found out that on top of the fact that basically Shirayui is a tomboy in disguise, or basically she's just in love with fighting games in general. We also get a look into Aya's backstory, and she was also a heavy gamer in with fighting games as well.
I feel
Um,
like the parents of these two students send them to an all girls elegant institution after they saw, like, oh, you're acting like a dude.
now,
We gotta turn you into a chick.
now, see, here's the thing. Obviously they don't really cover it in Volume One for Shiro Yui, but they cover it in Volume One for Aya. And the thing is, she chose to go to this rich girl's institution because she essentially gave up gave up on fighting games, not because her parents told her to, not literally, not because anybody told her to or they made fun of her. The reason she gave up on it is because essentially, in her words, she lost love for the game. She lost love for fighting games
Oh.
itself, and then basically it goes into more because she was a tomboy back when she was a kid, and she used to hang out with the other boys as well, and they used to play fighting games. And the thing is, she got insanely good, and not to the point where it's like, okay, I don't want to play video games anymore with you and all that because you're too good. But more so since they grew up, it's like, okay, I want to go, play baseball, or I want to join this after school club because I got an interest in, XYZ and stuff, right?
Right.
And so instead of continuing on, instead of continuing on playing fighting games, she just says, you know what? I don't find this fun anymore because she got heavily obsessed with it. But the thing is, she got too good at it that it's like, you know what? I don't got a love for this anymore. And so pretty much,
Oh, she developed a mentality of like, I'm so good, it's not even fun.
yeah, pretty much. And then basically from there, this is the part where it actually got me kind of more hooked on the story because it's so damn funny. She tells Shirayui this, and typically, when it comes to kind of these types of manga, you would think, oh, Shirayui's gonna convince her, it's like, oh, be my partner for fighting games and whatnot. Oh,
Now, I haven't read it, but I can kind of guess because it's the gamer's mentality. Yeah, I bet that's the reason why you quit, huh? You fucking loser, because you suck.
It's actually not that. Because basically Aya does legit tell her whole backstory to Shirayui, only for Shirayui to look deadpan at her. It's like, all right, cool. So we're gonna do this thing or what? Because yeah, I still want to play. And then turns back to go play to go play her fighting game with her. And that I'm not gonna lie, that shit had me dying laughing because I was like, no way. She essentially gave her the whole, all right, cool story, bro. So what now?
We're gonna play or not.
Yeah. Oh man, I can't. Yeah, I know this is part of the anime adaptation analysis. So Loki, this is also a manga recommendation from my end since Volume One is out. And basically, right now it's only up to Volume Seven that just got released on December, back in December of 2024. Um, so far, I'm enjoying it mainly because it's pretty funny, and you get to see Aya's basically, I guess you could say, that dog in her come back when she used to be in fighting games.
Oh, you talking smoke, huh?
Yeah, they want that fucking smoke with each other, and it's even more funny when you consider that they're trying to hide it from basically so that way they don't get in trouble with the school. But yeah, no, low key, this is worth the. I have a feeling if done well, it's gonna be worth the anime watch. But in case you guys want to check out the manga, again, it's called "Young Ladies Don't Play Fighting Games." There's 7 volumes of it out now, and so you can pick them up at like Barnes and Noble or wherever you pick up your physical manga. It's worth it. It's worth the read so far. It's super funny.
God, I bet.
Yeah. Man. So what else you got
So
for us?
after that one, we have a announcement from the official Haikyuu website.
Mm.
The official Haikyuu website no longer lists the movies as final.
Ooh, okay. So this could mean
The movies were originally announced as a two-part finale series. I
hmm.
guess Haikyuu is back.
Yeah, it seems like it because I mean, if they're no longer listed as final, then I'm guessing this means that basically we're gonna I don't know, we're gonna get like a spin-off series because I mean, from what I've seen of Haikyuu, obviously correct me if I'm wrong because I've kind of only checked it out here and there. Um, I do know that essentially that like almost every sports story in manga and anime, they grew up and essentially essentially I think the main guy becomes a professional volleyball player and stuff. Um, but yeah, no, I do wonder if this is mean like we're gonna see him in the pros, like how his pro career is going, or if it's gonna be like a spin off to like, basically back at the school with the new generation or something, or
Like he's a coach or something.
yeah, that too. Yeah, we'll see. For any Haikyuu fans that are out there, it seems like it's gonna be. It seems like it's gonna be a bit worth of the excitement if more stuff comes out of it and that Haikyuu's like legit back.
Oh yeah. So after that, we have April Showers Brings May Flowers. Animation is set to air on July 2025 by Silver Link.
Oh, nice. Well, that sounds interesting.
So the description for this is Tabana Hana is a lonely, negative, unpopular high school girl. Her class's most handsome guy, Yusuke, accidentally witnesses her happily pretending to be a heroine in the classroom one early morning. You will definitely come to support this love as well. A comedy with a self deprecating, unpopular girl. Note: do not tag as shouju. This manga is published in Young Ace, which is seinen magazine.
Hmm.
So it's not a shouju manga.
It's a seinen manga. That's the surprising part about it. And in case basically you guys wonder what shoju and seinen are, shoju is more so kind of like heavy romance manga and stuff. And this is more so for people that are first diving heavily into the topics and manga stuff so far. But yeah, no, shoujo is typically heavily based on romance and primarily romance anime or manga. Seinen is more dark, adult related manga. So, and this is
It's more, I want to say, realistic.
yeah, I guess yeah,
Yeah,
that's a better word for it. Uh,
that's like how simply I can I can describe it as. It seinen is more like, oh, I can actually see this happening in the real world, where shouju is like heavily exaggerated.
yeah, yeah, that's the best way to put it. And so this is a seinen. I am curious as hell to see what exactly makes it a seinen.
And if you want to read it, it has 59 chapters, 10 volumes, and it is completed.
Oh, okay, man.
It started its publication on 2016. So, if you want to binge all 59 chapters, you can. They're all translated from start to finish.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's not too bad, especially with 56 chapters in the span of kind of like 9 years, or not 9 years, but more so during the time period where it was out. It seems like it's going to be like a good day or two to read. So, not too bad.
Yeah. So, next up, we have Taman's B side by Studio JC staff.
Hmm.
So, because it's vague as hell, Taman is an insecure mess in real life. What's worse is that he keeps threatening to quit. Oltage refuses to let anyone stand in Taman's way. Lists at least all himself. What is a fangirl to do but to roll up her sleeves and support her favorite singer with everything she's got? So, from what I've seen from the first chapter of just skimming it through, I guess this dude is like a pop idol singer, um, but in reality, he's like a complete slob.
Damn.
Just has all the girls like, oh, I have everyone in my hand, in like my pinky finger, but he goes to a convenience store in a hoodie and all that stuff, and he's he's just a nervous wreck of himself. And he's talking, and he's like talking shit about Taman, who is himself to the clerk, but the clerk is like, I'm a huge Taman fan. I'm not gonna let you talk shit.
Damn, this sounds more
only
complicated.
only to then realize, hang on, you is Taman.
Man, this sounds more complicated than I thought. So, so bullet points. He's a pop idol that basically is a slob, but on top of being a slob, he's also introverted, and
uh,
he's also self-deprecating, where he insults himself when he's out in public, uh, pretending to be essentially not himself, right?
yeah,
Or
so
yeah,
let me give you like a little bit of the manga.
mm,
After he collapses, she takes him back to his house, to her house, and gives him fried chicken,
mm,
right? Because he collapsed from not having a lot of food because he's a slob, so all he eats is like convenience store food, which is not healthy.
yeah.
So after eating home cooked food, that's when she realizes, wait, you is Taman. And one of the panels, I shit you not, because she falls over, and I guess it's like one of those scenarios where it looks like he's on top of her, but it's like not really.
Yeah.
The what he says is, holy crap, how'd you know my type? And then in parentheses, a flavor. Hey, can I eat you all up right here and now? In parentheses, the fried chicken. But she just completely misunderstands, and I guess gets a kick to the face of the realization of what he just said.
Oh man, this sounds hilarious.
But yeah, I guess it's about from just looking at just skimming through the first chapter, is one of her fangirls kind of helping him out, um, I guess, get his mojo back.
Mm,
But it
okay.
looks pretty interesting. I can't wait to see what JC staff does with the animation and whatnot.
Well, yeah, like I know JC Stuff is usually pretty good with animation, so
I feel like JC staff needs a break.
yeah, that too. That's it. Because another,
They've just been carrying a whole bunch of anime on their back. Like
yeah,
I'm just like, guys, take a break. I know I beg for season 4 of Magical Index, but seriously, take a break.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, man, it's always important to take a break, and that's hopefully they do because yeah, no, because I've seen a lot of news that they're basically kind of adapting a lot of stuff, and so it's like, bro, I do not envy their workload whatsoever.
Yeah, their backs must be just aching from carrying anime.
Yeah. Oh man, but yeah, no, this sounds interesting. It's basically one of those. Instead of it being kind of like I can fix him scenario, it's more like nah, I could clean him up and make him look good again.
Yeah, I don't want to fix you, all right? I just want to clean you up because I like who you are.
Yeah. Oh man, but this sounds interesting. What's the name of it again?
The name of it is Taman's B side.
Thomas B side. All right, cool. And
The only
They haven't
place
announced.
if you want to read the manga, the only place you can read it is Viz Media, unfortunately.
Oh, okay. Yeah, and I know Viz. At least for some mangas, I know Viz Media has kind of like free chapters that you could read without signing up for an account. So in case you guys want to check out Thomas B side, they should have some free chapters available. Hopefully they do, so that way you guys can check it out. But yeah, no, this looks interesting. The anime adaptation is coming out when again?
There is no release date yet.
Oh, there's no release date yet.
No,
Yeah,
it's
so
just the
hopefully.
announce. It's just the announcement that hey, we're gonna animate this. We just don't know when because we're all tired.
Man, y'all gotta give these people at JC staff a break. At least let this not come out until they've gotten a proper like 6 months or so break, man. Because
Give them a
man,
pay increase and then give them a break.
yeah, pay increase on the break, man. Because they've been carrying anime for like the past year or so. So yeah, but yeah, be on the lookout for Thomas B side. And check out the manga. Hopefully it's because it sounds pretty funny. It sounds pretty good read.
Oh yeah.
Uh, so what else you got for us?
So another one I have, which is pretty interesting, is Rock is a lady's modesty.
Oh, okay. I did. I know you sent me the previews for this one.
I did, and there are two previews. Surprisingly enough, there's one of the drummer,
Mhm.
and there's one of the guitarist. But this anime, before I get too ahead of myself, this anime is set to air in April 2025 by Studio BN Pictures.
Okay, cool. So it's gonna come out gonna come out next month, and so at least from what I've seen of at least from what I've seen of the trailers, and it almost follows the same concept of of young ladies don't play fighting games, but with a bit more subtle differences to it.
Yeah, because the anime follows Otohana Kurogane and Liliza Tsunomiya, uh, both being the picture of refined, elegant young ladies who are genuine girls and they gather everyone's attention. But then one day they're drawn to the old building by an interesting sound. The gorgeous ladylike girls that shouts with beautiful sparks as they realize their true freedom and passion, one becoming a drummer and the other one becoming a guitarist.
Nice. So basically they end up forming a rock band and as a secret away from the school.
Or at least just getting all of their frustrations out.
I mean, there's no better way to do that musically wise than basically getting some heavy metal and some death metal in.
Yeah, the tags are comedy, school life, slice of life, and music.
Nice. That's yeah, at least from the previous, it does remind me. It does remind me a lot of that, and the music does kind of give me a bit of that Butch of the Rock vibe as well. It looks pretty interesting, especially. This is what I do like about essentially the previews. It gives you a glimpse of the backstory of basically both of these girls, and seeing like like how was their family life like.
Oh yeah, because their family life, from what I've seen in the previews, and the six chapters it has, it looks like they were all raised to be like these elegant, charming young ladies with pretty much nothing to worry about. Oh yes, I have tea time with my friends outside in the picnics. Uh, and then meanwhile, you have Otohana inside drumming it out in the old school building, while Lilisa is just like, oh yes, I'm just here chilling with my friends and all that shit. But in reality, she had to spend all night trying to come up with like new music and whatnot.
Hmm.
Because apparently she has no interest in classical music whatsoever, even though she plays the violin.
Okay. It could be one of the things too, where it's like, oh, or basically her parents are like, oh, since you're going to be a proper lady, we also want you to play the violin, so that way you could show your higher class stature. All and then obviously, she's like, okay, fine, I'll do it. But but in secret, she's like, fuck all that. I want to play electric guitar.
Yeah, because she finds the whole atmosphere just suffocating. She's like, ugh, I hate being a bunch of these next to these rich prick assholes with their holier than thou attitudes and shit. But she has like a fate run in with Otohana, bumps into her. She drops her handkerchief, and as she's picking it up, she goes to her and all elegant like it's like, "Oh yes, I'll be sure to be more careful next time."
Got
And then
it.
she looks at the ground and sees a pick, a guitar pick with a skull eating a snake on it, and she's like, "Huh, is this a guitar pick?" And my dog is going off. Ah, fucking mailman.
Yeah, no, that's the mailman is the biggest enemy for any dog. So like, yeah, I get it.
Yeah. But yeah, she finds a guitar pick, and now she's just curious about who this chick is. Returns the pick, only to follow her. It's like, okay, where's she going? And that's where she goes into the old building and sees that she's just jamming it out on the drums, and that's when their friendship kind of develops. Of like, hey, yo, you play the drums? I actually want to try this fucking guitar.
That's fucking awesome. That's fucking awesome. Where it's just like, you know what? Yeah, you like rock music? You interested in basically jamming that? All right, for sure. Let's get it.
It's one of those cases where it's like, man, fuck elegant. I just want to be, I just want to be a rocker. I want to be free. I want to be free.
Oh man, that's shit. I feel it. That's what better way to do it? Where it's like, you know what, screw it. Let's just jam out together and see where this takes us.
Yeah, I mean, they have the same mentality as I do. What's the whole point of being smart if you can't have any fun?
Yeah, exactly. Shit, man. I mean, yeah, if you essentially want to be like, oh, classy and all that, that's cool. But if it's kind of making you depressed or even kind of like bored, what's the point of all that?
Yeah, put it down, go somewhere else, touch some grass, and then find out who you actually want to be.
Yeah, exactly. And it seems like this anime is basically gonna be one of those perfect examples of it too, where it's like, yeah,
You
fuck
don't
with it.
have to do what your parents tell you to. Take it as a suggestion. Find out what you actually want to do.
Exactly. Exactly. Because I mean, there's something out there for everybody, or everybody in this world, and it seems like these two ladies have found it in rock music. So I can't wait to check it out.
Oh, yeah, same here. Up next, we have Konosuba Season 3 OVA.
I did hear that they're taking out some OVAs after season three.
Yep. In Japanese theaters on March 14th, 2025 by Studio JC staff.
Y'all gotta give these people a break, man. Please.
I'm telling you, man, they need a break.
Yeah, for sure. Basically, it was them and Mappa, both of the pretty much a good like break for any of these anime studios that are handling like a lot of adaptations coming in.
Oh
No,
yeah. But I mean, from what I've seen from the preview, it looks fairly good.
yeah.
I know people are talking about Darkness and Wiz being in a swimsuit. It's just pretty interesting though. If I'd have to guess, It would come to the States, I want to say, probably at the end of March or a month afterwards. It gets translated and whatnot.
Okay.
Or you could check out some of those illegal websites where you could see it as it's coming out.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't recommend it, but there's that.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, if you want to sell the high seas, and we don't recommend it, but we warn you with caution.
Yes,
But I'm looking forward to it. So, I mean, another way I got to catch up on Konosuba. So,
it's
uh,
good. It's
yeah.
funny.
Oh yeah, no. At least from what I've seen, it's fucking hilarious. Um, what else is there?
We have another interesting one.
Hmm?
Touring After the Apocalypse anime adaptation announced to air in 2025 by Studio Nexus Production.
Oh, okay. That's pretty good.
So the anime is about two girls on a dirt bike traveling Japan after the apocalypse happened.
Hmm.
How the greenery pretty much takes over the concrete jungle, and they're pretty much just trying to find resources, survive the everyday travels, as they're you know on a dirt bike.
Oh, okay. That sounds fairly interesting. It does sound like it's going to be kind of like one of those um, exploration animes that goes kind of a bit low key, especially
Yeah,
in.
because the anime is called Touring After the Apocalypse, but the actual translation is Riding on a Motorbike at the End of the World.
Oh, okay, okay.
So if you guys want to search up the manga, that's the name of the manga.
Oh, okay. And does it mention how many chapters the manga has?
No, I would
No.
need to search that up, which I can do so in a second.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah. At least, basically for the most part, kind of like post-apocalyptic exploration. I mean, you can't really go wrong with it. I mean, I guess it depends on how you want to go about it. Um, but if it starts out with a motorbike, for the most part, it tends to be good. So.
It has 4 volumes, 24 chapters in total, translated. It's not that bad. Sci-fi, adventure, post-apocalyptic, drama, slice of life, and mystery.
Oh, okay. So yeah, in case you guys are interested in checking it out and basically kind of making this kind of like an afternoon read, it seems like there's plenty of chances to do so.
Yep. What else do we have next? We have The Kept Man of the Princess Knight. No release date yet, but it is going to be animated by Studio Blade.
Ah, okay, okay. Man, that's I ain't gonna lie, that anime title sounds kind of a little freaky.
Oh, well, I mean, I could send you over the image. It's the Princess Knight with a lead around her wrist, and the other end of the lead is around his neck.
Yeah.
Kind of like a master doggy type of situation.
I'm good, man.
And he's seductively biting the lead as well.
Nah, gang, what the hell is it? Nah, I'll take your word for it. Nah, yeah.
Hey, I'm just describing the image I have in front of me.
Oh yeah, no, I believe you because like for the title, it does that does sound like it could be that type of etchy manga or anime adaptation.
Well, I'll get to the categories in a bit,
Hmm.
but let me give you the little description about it.
Hmm.
Matthew is just an ordinary parasite.
What?
I guess he's a leech. Not as in like the actual animal leech, but as in like the society kind of leech, where it's like, "Hey, yo, homie, can I crash on your couch for a year?"
Oh, so he's essentially a mooch.
Yeah.
Ah, okay.
Uh, in a chaotic dungeon city of Gray Neighbor, people say he's a lazy weakling who gambles and drinks away all the money he gets from his keeper, the Princess Knight Arwen, or so people say. But the truth is, no one in this town knows who really he is. A ruthless predator who works in the shadows and will do whatever it takes for the sake of his mistress.
What the fuck?
So it is completed. So you can binge read the entire thing.
Mhm.
But let me give you the categories: action, adventure, drama, fantasy, adaptation, romance, erotica.
Well, I mean, the last one wasn't essentially a surprise, but the other ones are sort of a surprise. But yeah, apparently, now that you gave the kind of like what it's about, I'm surprised. So essentially, yeah, so essentially, he has basically this lady, or this lady keeps funding he keeps funding his porquerias in order to essentially, and then in return, he basically follows her commands. So, like, say, hey, go attack this person or whatnot.
Hey yo, go murk this man.
Yeah,
I, I Pookie.
nah, man, that's fucking wild. What the hell?
Yeah, but it only has 3 chapters,
Mm-hmm.
but each chapter has roughly about 40 pages, give or take.
Ah, okay, okay.
So there is tons of stuff to read about. It does seem like this is more of a one shot kind of manga, but it looks pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. I'm just skimming through the pages. I've seen the last one of it. Yeah, it looks like a pretty solid read.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, you got it. I mean, you
I mean,
guys.
because it is listed as completed,
Hmm?
so
Okay.
it's not going to get updated. It was released on the year 2022. Last update was 4 months ago. At
Okay.
least the translated update.
Okay. So yeah, it looks like it's gonna be one of those ones where it's like, yeah, there's not gonna be any more of it. So yeah, I guess in case you guys want to check it out and kind of out of curiosity say, all right, you know what? Let me see. Let me see if it's as freaky as it sounds. Yeah, there you go. It's completed.
Yeah, you can give it a read. Give it the old college try.
Exactamundo. All right. So anything else?
We have Witch Watch. We recently discussed it before, but it didn't have a release date. Now we have a release date and some more information.
Oh, nice.
Witch Watch is set to air April 6th, 2025, and it is confirmed to have 2 consecutive cores
Oh, okay.
by Studio Bilberry.
Okay, yeah, yeah. Oh wow, I'm surprised though that it's getting two consecutive cores right off the bat.
Yeah,
So I mean,
I
at
mean
least
we've only seen this with Shield Hero, but that's after the hype of season 1, where it's said to have a confirmed season 2 and 3.
yeah, because I know there's some popular.
Rest in peace, the goat.
Yeah, yeah. Rest in peace, Billy Kazmat. Yeah, but I mean, I have heard there's a fair amount of hype behind Witch Watch. But that seems like people are really more like ready for it. So I'm guessing with that, it's like, all right, fuck it, let's give them 2 cores, and so that way people can add it to the popularity of the story.
Yep.
All right, that's good. So yeah, if you're a Witch Watch fan, be on the lookout for it for basically part 1 and then part 2 later on.
Yeah, try saying Witch Watch 5 times fast.
Oh no, I'm good, man. I could only say it once, and then I end up basically confusing myself.
Oh, what? You have that little string that's under your tongue?
Nah, nah. I just end up basically kind of like having that not the brain freeze, but kind of like the error page of like Shit, how do I
Error
put?
404 not found.
Yeah, pretty much. Oh man, you got anything else for us?
Nope, that's about it. That's the last one.
Alrighty, cool. So there we go. We got pretty heavy with the anime news today with the reactions and stuff. But it's an hour 44 minutes in. But you know what? We keep going on this episode.
Yeah.
Um,
Now let's go back to Daima.
exactly. So as I mentioned earlier, there was a hype around Super Saiyan 4 now officially being canon in the Dragon Ball universe, and so myself and Spectre were talking the other day about it. It's like, now that it's part of the main story, now that it's part of the main timeline, what is actually the difference between Super Saiyan 4 and GT and Daima? And this is where this segment is kicking off, and where we look into and we discuss Super Saiyan 4 now that basically it's out and part of canon, and see where the differences are between that, between the Diamond version and the GT version. Um, and pretty much to start off with is basically how you activate the forms. So obviously, it's any Dragon Ball fans know it's fairly well known that the Super Saiyan 4 in GT is activated pretty much using, or you have to essentially have the tail form again. And one key factor is becoming the Golden Ozaru, and trying to basically maintain the rage and the anger and the chaos inside the Golden Ozaru, which would then lead you to essentially becoming, Super Saiyan 4. Uh, with Goku, it ended up being the blood sways of the moon on Baby's planet that ended up, turning him Super Saiyan 4 after he got his tail back from the Elder Kais. And with Vegeta, ended up being the artificial blood sway machine that he got his tail back, uh, thanks to Bulma, and pretty much the same process where he became the Golden Ozaru, and he pretty much had to tame the wild inner spirit within in order finalize the finalize the form of Super Saiyan 4. Now, when the Daima version came out, obviously, I still have yet to watch Daima, so basically, kind of going with this as best as I can from like the different notes and different stuff that I've seen and clips and read about. Uh,
I can kind of explain the conditions for
oh yeah,
Daima.
yeah, for sure, go for it.
He pretty much gains. He pretty much has his power unlocked from a mysterious Namekian. Fuck, what was it? What was his name? Neva.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, who pretty much unlocks his hidden potential, and it pretty much takes the whole. Oh, I don't have to become a golden great ape and gain control over it. He pretty much doesn't have to go through that.
Okay, so
So it means he doesn't need to go through a full moon or have a tail to trigger the transformation of Super Saiyan 4 in Daima.
mhm. Okay.
Uh, but it's more of like, I guess you could say it's more of like a beastly Saiyan nature
Mhm.
without him having to go Super Saiyan Uzario and have to like gain control over it and all that stuff. It's pretty much just the Namekian Neva who pretty much unlocks his hidden potential and it's like, yeah, here you go. Now you can go Super Saiyan form.
Okay.
And I guess Vegeta being like, could you always go Super Saiyan form? Well, yeah, I always felt like I had this other level of power, but I just couldn't for the life of me figure out how to unlock it.
Okay, and it pretty much it's almost so pretty much the way it's activated is kind of reminiscent, kind of like how the Grand Elder in Namek, um, supposedly kind of helped Krillin and Gohan reach their, I guess, their full potential before they went to go off go fight off Frieza's forces, right?
Yeah, because from pretty much the Namekians, or at least the Grand Elder Namekians have the ability to unlock a person's like true power.
Okay. Okay.
With Piccolo, we have his orange Piccolo form, and Gohan, we have Gohan Beast.
Mm. And
So I guess Goku's hidden potential was Super Saiyan 4.
yeah, yeah, and basically because yeah, you don't got to realize that basically where it comes to kind of like say Super Saiyan God, that wasn't so much his true potential; it was just him tapping into God Key. So right there, I mean, I do like the fact that they kind of make that a major difference between Super Saiyan 4 and God, where it's not like, hey, if you activate 4, you can't access God mode anymore. It's or at least in theory that shouldn't be it. Um, yeah, but it is just another level of Super Saiyan 4. And I do like the fact that you also mentioned that basically, you know, that with Daima, you skip over the Golden Ozaru form, but you're still more kind of like primal in that sense, as opposed to like the GT Super Saiyan 4, where you consider the fighting styles. Because I know in GT, Goku still keeps his regular fighting style and all that. I think he just basically kind of develops a 10 times red Kamehameha wave and
Yeah,
stuff. But is it true that in Daima, I think he has kind of like a more kind of like I guess primal ape-like fighting style and Super Saiyan 4?
it's more. Let's, I guess, for lack of a better words, it's more aggressive.
Okay.
He's more confident because since this transformation pretty much doesn't need control uh, over the over the golden grade 8 form, which is I guess just unlocking the next level of your power. He does tend to develop a more aggressive fighting style, but there are some references in his moves.
Okay. Okay, so I do like that there's a difference between on that as well, where like they don't have it's not more so the technique based Goku, Super Saiyan 4 that we see in GT, but more so kind of like more aggressive raw power type. Then am I correct?
Yes, and it couldn't have ended on a better day.
Oh right, that's true. That's true. Especially since it was the recent. Recently we just went through the 1 year passing of or the 1 year anniversary of the late great Akira Toriyama's passing,
Yep.
and
As
so
of March 3rd, we now have 1 year without Kira Toriyama. And having the now canon Super Saiyan 4 transformation, it couldn't have ended on a better day.
yeah,
Daima couldn't have ended on a better day.
exactly. And I do like the fact that people were referring to this now canon Super Saiyan 4 as Toriyama's last gift to the Dragon Ball fans and stuff because for the longest time we've always wondered it's like how because we've always wondered like how would Super Saiyan 4 work in the canon setting. And honestly, when Daima started, it never really crossed my mind that the Super Saiyan 4 was a possibility. And especially since it seemed like from the trailers, there's more so kind of like a mix of like the old OG Dragon Ball adventure style of a story where they were just, seeing as how they got turned into kids and stuff. They would go into the demon realm and, find like, who, not only who made them kids, but how to essentially turn themselves back. But no, it ended up being something that, that was like basically one more surprise from Toriyama because no, I had no idea that Super Saiyan 4 was gonna actually be canon in Daima.
Yeah, because you have to remember that Daima, when Toriyama was still around, Daima was pretty much already completed.
Yeah,
It was only recently that we were surprised. His last gift was pretty much saying, "Hey, you guys complained about Super Saiyan 4 not being canon, so here you go. My last gift to you guys.
Yeah, and I do like the fact that the basically the appearance is almost the same, but with those subtle differences.
Instead
Uh,
of the black hair is the red hair.
yeah, and instead of kind of like the pink fur, at least in Goku's Super Saiyan 4. Oh, well, yeah, yeah, pretty much because we haven't seen the other Super Saiyan 4s, and I guess in this new Daima timeline. It's some more kind of like a magenta fur, blood red ish.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, there's subtle enough differences where it feels different, but it's still the same design. And not to mention too that I do appreciate the whole thing that essentially it kind of in a way it got proven that you don't essentially need to be kind of a grown up Saiyan to achieve Super Saiyan 4 because he gets Goku achieved it in his kid form, and then it stayed with him basically when they were able to undo the spell to that made them children and stuff, right?
Yeah.
Um, I do like that. Basically, technically, if they wanted to, that somebody like say Kid Trunks or Kid Goten or even Pan could achieve Super Saiyan 4 in their youth, because as long as you have essentially enough of the key and are able to get your power awoken, um, that you could realistically achieve it. Seeing as how Goku did do it when he was a kid or in his kid form.
Yeah, so realistically, it just shows that I guess when it comes to the next generation of like Saiyans, the next generation will always have I guess you could say a Zenkai boost.
Yeah, exactly. It's basically there's because especially with Saiyan DNA, that's always one of the main components of it, where it's like do get the Zenkai boost, but they're yeah, I guess it really depends on basically if you're a full blooded Saiyan, a half blooded Saiyan, or a quarter blooded Saiyan and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so pretty much from that, I do wonder though. It's like now that we got this, now that we got the whole activation process, like how would it work? Like, because realistically, now I think you mentioned it to me once that once the Saiyans get their shells chopped off twice, they can't regrow it. So
Yeah.
so say if someone like Vegeta or Gohan or basically any of the Saiyans want to activate Super Saiyan 4 in this timeline in the Daima version, like how would that work? Would they need to essentially go to Neva?
Cuz from what I've seen is it looks like Goku doesn't need um the deep connection he has with the great ape, but it does he does need to be in the demon realm
Mm,
and have a deep connection in with his own power.
okay.
I guess that's how they explained it. As long as he's in the demon realm, he can go Super Saiyan 4.
Mm.
And because this is like what after the Boo saga?
Yeah, so from what I searched up, so Daima occurs a year before the events of Super start. Um, so now that also brings up the whole.
So that's kind of explains why we've never seen Super Saiyan 4 like after that saga or during Super,
Hmm,
because he needs to be in the demon realm to transform into Super Saiyan form.
mm-hmm.
4.
Yeah, and then basically that would make sense for basically kind of the creation of like Super Saiyan God, and then Blue, with Ultra Instinct, as well, and then basically when it comes to kind of like Gohan, you see because how he has a beast form and stuff. Um, it kind of shows that it's like okay, he wouldn't necessarily need Super Saiyan 4, and just as well as kind of like Vegeta, he has Ultra Ego as of now in the manga. Where the manga left off, he has Ultra Ego. So realistically, it's like there's ways to kind of cover the gap of Super Saiyan 4 if it's true that you need to be in the demon realm in order to kind of be able to access this form.
Yeah, and I guess as long as the legendary Namekian Neva is pretty much is the one who unlocked that potential. So if he went to the other Namekians who are still alive and not in the demon realm to pretty much say, "Hey, can you unlock my inner potential?" Just like the legendary Namekian did, no one else is gonna have the power to unlock that form for him, so he can actually use it outside of the demon realm.
Yeah, because I mean, is with the D-roll, was this kind of like a specific type of key, or that?
Think of it like you have the different layers. You have like the human realm, then you have heaven, and you have hell, and all that stuff.
Mm,
How they're in like different layers and whatnot
mm.
in the Dragon Ball universe. Well, apparently the demon realm is outside of those layers,
Oh,
so
okay.
it has its own power levels. It has its own energy sources and whatnot. And I guess with that influence of the demon realm, uh, Goku can go Super Saiyan 4 only because Neva actually unlocked it for him. So
Uh,
without Neva's help, theoretically, we wouldn't have Super Saiyan 4.
okay. So basically, it's also due to the fact that since the demon realm is in a completely different dimension, as opposed to kind of like you say the main Earth, the main Earth timeline, where it's like, you have Earth, you have basically the afterlife, and then you have hell. The standard version of it, since it's separated from all that, that also kind of prevents it from Super Saiyan 4 like reaching.
From pretty much being in his normal world,
Oh, okay, okay.
because he does it in his normal world. He doesn't meet the requirements or the conditions to pretty much go Super Saiyan 4. And no Namekian can match the I guess you could say the unlocking potential that
Hmm.
that Neva can, because he's technically the, according to the source material, he's the legendary Namekian.
Okay, okay, okay. So it's not as basically as simple as like kind of like if they were to find like the current Grand Elder in New Namek that hey
Now it has to be someone of equal power to
never.
Neva,
Oh, okay, okay. Oh, that's good.
which apparently the only way you can achieve that power is if you're dead or in another dimension.
Man, so they really made sure that Super Saiyan 4 is kind of like one of those things where it's like
It's a demon realm exclusive transformation.
shit. Man, and that really puts things into perspective now. So, in the case of like, if they wanted to bring back Super Saiyan 4, seeing as how the manga is most likely going to start up again soon, you essentially, in a way, this is the demon or the devil version to the Super Saiyan God version, where you could easily achieve it on Earth with you would just need basically five. I think it's five, right? Other Super
Yeah,
Saiyans, in the ritual. Um, yeah, I do like that. That's the counterbalance to Super Saiyan God.
yeah.
No, yeah, man, and so yeah, I mean, if would it ever come back on Super Saiyan, or would Super Saiyan 4 ever come back like in the Super manga? I mean, I heard.
I hope they do find a way to kind of unlock it in the normal realm, but the fact that it's a demon realm exclusive transformation, I don't really think we'll be seeing it in a normal.
Yeah, no, I
I
don't.
mean, unless if they continue the manga, which I don't think they will.
I'm not supposed to. They are.
Oh well, if they do find out a way, like, oh, Black Frieza's too powerful for even our transformations,
Hmm.
and then Goku's like, wait, what about Super Saiyan 4 in the demon realm?
Hmm.
What if we figure out a way to for me to unlock that form
The,
in our realm?
then I'd figure it kind of be kind of like a false Super Saiyan 4, kind of like how basically in the Lord Slug movie, Goku.
Oh yeah, the false Super Saiyan.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I'd figure it to be kind of like a variant of that, or basically kind of like another variant of Super Saiyan God. But no,
I'd say he'd have to have Shenron wish for his tail back.
yeah,
You
no,
know, because technically that is one of the conditions to achieve Super Saiyan 4 is to have your tail go through the golden great ape and then just control it and then achieve Super Saiyan 4.
yeah, unless it basically that's one of the ways to achieve Super Saiyan 4, unless they want to include that method in, as aware of like, okay, you still get Super Saiyan 4, but it's not going to be as powerful enough as it.
As it was in the demon realm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
pretty much. No, yeah, I mean, it's interesting to see what they do with it because, I mean, now that it's canon and now that I mean, since it's fairly new, it's a fairly new edition. There's no real kind of like, okay, data on how powerful it is compared to like say Super Saiyan God or even the OG Super Saiyan 4 in GT. Um, all we know is basically kind of like the minor cosmetic differences, and as well as kind of like the fighting style and the activation process as well. Um, so yeah, no, I mean, I'd like to see it at least kind of like a variant of Super Saiyan 4 in the manga, so that way we could see like, okay, how exactly it's different. But yeah, I mean, it is stuff like this is always interesting, especially now in the Dragon Ball universe, where we're getting kind of like new forms or canonized forms of different levels and all that. Yeah, no, because at the end of the day, it's like it does play into a lot of like uh, a lot of like the whole afterlife stuff, or kind of like the whole nature or the whole kind of like differences between a peaceful nature and a kind of like brutal chaos nature and stuff. So
Yeah.
I would like it if that was the case, where it's like Super Saiyan 4 is kind of like the demon version of what Super Saiyan God is. The thing is how it's more kind of like depending on your primal raw energy. But I'm looking forward to see what comes next for it.
Oh yeah, same.
Yeah. And yeah, it's almost about time to wrap this up. But before we do, I know you have some manga recommendations.
I have two of them.
Good,
They don't
nice.
have a lot of chapters,
Mm-hmm.
but they're really good read.
Oh, nice.
The first one is it's very interesting because you know about the types of the anime tropes where it's like, oh, the aggressive chick, the person who always likes talking shit and whatnot.
Yeah.
I guess this follows a chick who can't say what's on her mind.
Okay.
Like think of it this way: she'll yell at you. Like, let's say this much: you drop a vase, right?
Mm-hmm.
It shatters and all that stuff, and she sees, and because you work for her, you're expecting, oh fuck, I'm gonna get fired because I broke this. She yells at you and tells you, get out of here, go away, and all that stuff. You know, you're in the way. I'll have someone else come here and clean this mess up that you caused. And you're just like, ah, what a bitch,
Yeah.
and all that stuff. But because this chick is very attentive and she's aware, she noticed that when you drop the vase, you cut yourself. And she's pretty much in her own way telling you, get out of here, get yourself cleaned up because you cut yourself. I'll have someone else clean this up.
So she's. I sort of know the trope. I'm trying to find the good words for it. So she's essentially strict, but not so much as like, oh, you're like essentially calling you like a fucking idiot, but more so like looking out for you. Is like, oh, if you cut yourself, go get help, and I'll have somebody else look after this. That's kind of the gist of it, right?
Yeah. The Now that I've given you that sort of scenario,
Uh,
let me tell you what the title is.
okay.
The case where I followed the freezing lady and she doted on me like crazy.
Oh, nice. That sounds interesting.
Yeah. So, this is the description. Alicia, known in her noble circles as the Frost Duchess, is feared for her cold and unyielding demeanor, earning her the reputation of a villainess
Mm,
amongst the aristocrats. But beneath her icy exterior lies a girl who simply struggles to express her true feelings. There is, however, one person who melted the frozen heart, a young servant named Gray, who works as a cleaner in her grand estate.
mm,
And this is in parentheses. You're the only one who truly understands me. Completely smitten and aroused by the presence of Gray, Alicia showers him with unrestrained affection, whether it's during meals, in a bath, or even before bedtime. Her overwhelming sweetness knows no bounds, but the relationship isn't without its hurdles. Alicia is a noble lady, and Gray is a mere commoner. Will Gray manage to endure the relentless love of his aristocratic master?
mm,
This is a sugar sweet, heart melting romantic comedy set in a fantasy world.
okay. That sounds super wholesome.
Yep. The tags are suggestive, romance, comedy, fantasy, villainous adaptation. And it started 2024 and it's ongoing. So it's a fairly new manga.
Oh, nice, nice. So basically, you're at the point where you could basically not only did you catch it when it's beginning, but you could essentially keep up with it as it goes on.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
It's really good.
Yeah, at least for basically how it's laid on the synopsis, it does. It seems like more that she's not mean per se, but it's just that she has. When you first meet her, it looks like she has kind of like that kind of like icy, really like very cold exterior. Like fuck, I think she might be a pain in the ass to deal with. But it's more so like she has trouble, kind of like I guess.
Expressing herself because the only person who actually knew what she meant and what she's trying to show was her mom, but she's no longer around
Mm,
because she died of circumstances.
okay.
And because she tried to express herself with everyone else, but because everybody else sees it like, oh, she's being mean and she's being such a bitch and whatnot,
Yeah.
um, she's pretty much lonely because she's all sad and she cries to her teddy bear and all that stuff because it's like, oh, nobody understands me. I just want someone who gets me for me. And then Gray, because he lives in the slums with his sister and all that stuff, and his alcoholic father, so he's like, I got to get a job and whatnot. I'm going to become an adventurer. His sister leaves because she managed to go into an academy and whatnot. But the father finds the stash of money that his Gray's older sister left for him
Mhm.
inside of a hiding place, and of course used it for alcohol and all that stuff. And
Pinche
and
viejo
he's
asqueroso.
and he's pissed because he's like, dude, that was my money, so I could start my adventuring career, and now what am I supposed to do? Finds a help wanted flyer, um, saying, oh, my mistress needs a servant, help wanted and all that stuff.
Hmm.
So she gets evaluated by a female butler, head butler, not a maid butler,
Hmm.
who obviously gives him all these tests, and it's like, okay, what are you good at? What can you do? And all that stuff. And, just sort of evaluates him. And because his sister was kind of teaching him before she left, like, oh, you have to do this, you have to be like this, don't, like, I guess to quote the manga, never lie to a lady, just be honest, pour out your heart, and always slap on a nice fresh smile to whatever situation you find yourself in.
Okay.
And pretty much that helped him not only get the job, but I guess Riz, the head butler,
Yeah.
and when she's like, okay, you know what, you pass, report to the locker room, I'm gonna call it that,
Mm.
and get yourself out of those rags and in a clean suit and all that stuff. And as he leaves, she just like wishes that he would last more than a week,
Okay, because basically,
because every other butler who has been assigned to be the Duchess Alicia's like personal butler has never lasted because of her misunderstanding cold attitude.
okay, okay, okay. Oh, that sounds that's pretty interesting.
Yeah, but it is a really good read. I do recommend it.
Nice, yeah, because especially now since it's basically, I'm assuming where it is right now is kind of more so at the point where it's like seeing as how seeing as how Gray barely got the job. It's more so he's starting to understand more of it. Like it's not that Alicia's mean; it's more so that she's misunderstood.
Yeah, she's misunderstood, and Gray, because his sister was kind of doting and demanding,
Mm.
he kind of picked up the social cues and is able to understand Alicia's true feelings
Oh, okay.
and all this stuff. And because she found someone who is able to understand her, she's like, I need to keep him around by my side because nobody else gets me.
Okay. That sounds pretty interesting. It sounds like it's gonna be one of those ones that later on becomes like super wholesome.
Yeah,
So
and it's pretty funny, because she practices on how to talk normally to her teddy bear, who she pretends is gray. And pretty much just the whole like, oh, confessing to her teddy bear on what she feels and all that stuff. It's like, oh, I want to keep Gray around, but he's the only one who gets me, but at the same time I don't want to make it that obvious that I'm into him and whatnot.
oh god, this girl's gonna cause herself a train wreck.
Yeah,
Um,
it's pretty funny, but
no,
I am digging this manga so far.
nice. So yeah, it seems like it's worth the time to check out. What's it? What's the name again?
The name is The Cast Where I Followed the Freezing Lady and She Doted on Me Like Crazy.
Nice. This is nice. So basically, the cast where I follow the freezing lady as she doted on me
Like crazy.
like crazy. Nice. So yeah, I expect to mention there's about how many chapters? Three, four chapters at?
Three chapters, and each chapter has 31 pages.
Nice. So yeah, in case you're in the mood for something a bit wholesome that's new, it seems like it's going to be a good one. So in case you find it, check it out and also bookmark it for any later updates. Because yeah, at least from what you told me about it, I'm heavily into it. And basically, see how this turns out.
And this next one is even better because it is a reincarnation. It's an isekai one.
Oh, okay, cool.
So this is called The Villainess Who Came to Marry into the Frontier Noble's Household is Exceptionally Capable Wife, isn't she?
Huh. Okay. So basically, at least from the title, it gives you kind of a bit more of all routes lead to doom, reincarnated as a villainous vibes.
Yes and no.
Okay.
So let me read you the description real quick.
Mhm.
Ranga, the heir to the frontier noble family, is a reincarnated former Japanese citizen who realizes that the world he lives in is set in an otome game, dreaming of a carefree life as an adventurer. His plans are derailed when a war takes his family, forcing him to take the responsibilities of managing his family's land. Struggling with unfamiliar duties of his lords, his already chaotic life takes another turn when an unexpected engagement to a noblewoman from a high ranking family is arranged. To his surprise, the bride to be is, ironically, Alicia. We have another Alicia.
Two Alicia's back to back, man.
The villainess of the Otome Games story. The character designed for heartbreak, a dramatic pact, and an ultimate destruction. Now sharing his life with someone who is fated for tragedy, Ranga is swept up in his wheels of fate. Can he rewrite the predetermined outcomes of his world and secure a peaceful life for himself and Alicia?
Ooh, okay. Okay. Okay, yeah. So I do get what you mean. That it's kind of like reincarnated as a villainess, but at the same time, it's not.
Yeah, because the person we're following is Ranga,
Mhm,
who's, I guess you could say, a background character,
mhm,
who's like, okay, I know this game front and back. I'm a background character. I'm going to become an adventurer and do whatever I want.
mhm.
But he doesn't realize that his family gets killed in the game, and the villainess of the game is banished to the land that his family runs.
No, okay.
And because he has knowledge of the game, the villainess I guess you could say, what has like this nasty burn scar. Think of it like Todoroki.
Oh,
He
okay.
has a burn scar on the exact same side of his face and whatnot, and everybody, because they know of her sins and whatnot, it's like, oh, nobody wants to talk to her and all this stuff. That's why she was banished to the family, like nobles who were pretty much wiped during the war and whatnot,
Mhm.
except for one. So he's like, you know what? I know what's gonna happen. She's gonna make a deal with a demon. She's gonna gain all this power. She's gonna go back to um, the heroine and the hero to try to get a revenge, only to die a cruel death. So he's pretty much, he devoted himself to not only give her a happy ending, but to try to make sure she doesn't go down the route where she doubts himself, and she pretty much makes the pact with this demon to give her power and whatnot.
Hmm. Oh, okay, so it's pretty much what he wants to do is not let her get into that level of desperation where it's like, okay, you know what, it's eventually gonna lead to your death. So let me try to change the outcome of this, so that way, you're alive and we're both alive in this realm.
Yeah,
Okay. Oh, sounds.
it's really good.
Mhm.
It recently was published in 2024. The captions are reincarnation, monster, action, romance, comedy, adventure, video games, magic, isekai, drama, fantasy, villainous, and slice of life.
Oh, nice, nice. Oh, sounds pretty creative so far, especially when it comes to kind of like the otome style isekai genre and stuff. So,
Yeah.
yeah. How many chapters does it have?
Five chapters, each chapter having, I'd say, a rough 18 to 25 pages.
Oh, okay. So it's pretty much kind of like a standard page count for each chapter. Oh, well, yeah, it does seem pretty interesting. Seeing as how it's ongoing, get to see like if he can, if Ragnar can prevent basically from, can prevent Alicia from her own doom. So, yeah, that's just worth checking out. Do you mind saying the title once more so that way the listeners could have it in hand?
Ugh. The villainess who came to marry into the frontier noble's household is an exceptionally capable wife, isn't she?
That is a freaking long ass title. I'm just starting to realize it now, but yeah, I mean, there you go. In case you want to check out some manga in your downtime, or any of some recent manga that just came out last year, Spectre hooked you up with the recommendations. So feel free to
Yeah.
check them out and see what you think about it and let us know. So. Because we always try to look out for y'all. We always That's for sure. We always try to look out for y'all to make sure you got that good quality shit.
See.
All right, that's about now that we got the manga recommendations sealed and done for this episode. I think it's about time we wrap it up. You got anything else you want to say to the folks?
Drink water,
Mm-hmm.
go outside, touch some grass.
Exactly. Always the essentials. Stay hydrated. Be a part of the Hydro Bro movement because we always definitely got to drink more water.
See, join the Axis cult.
You can join the Axis cult with her, but the thing is, nobody recognizes their goddess in that cult, and it just gets even funnier after that.
I do, and that's all that counts.
Aqua's lone follower.
See.
Oh man, but yeah, thank you again for joining us for another episode of the Otaku Kickback Sessions. This is our longest episode to date. I'm just realizing this because we're about to hit like 2.5 hours of recording. So I got some heavy editing to do. This should come out, let's say March 6th, at 10:30 a.m. as always. So in case you're at work or you're away to work or just need some background noise in the morning, feel free to turn this on. As well as basically check us out at Otaku_kickbacks on Instagram and Otaku Kickback Sessions on Blue Sky too. We are basically doing some moves in the back end to kind of help bring out more content for you guys. Hopefully later on, hopefully basically it comes out this year. But in any case, thanks again for listening to us and giving us some more of your time. And be sure to like, share, subscribe, follow us on Spotify and on YouTube as well. And yeah, other than that, for Green Specter, this is Shinobi signing off for this nice Tuesday night, and we'll see you on the next one.
Yeah.
Peace.